Adults, this is Driving with Myles. I teach in the Midwest. We're going to talk specifically about the road test today. If you have questions, I need you to put them in. I'm going to get right into it. The following dangerous maneuvers will result in an automatic failure. So I'm going to go through what are dangerous maneuvers. You'll understand what to do and what not to do. Let's go ahead and get it. Teacher intervenes to maintain vehicle control. What does this mean? You're making a left turn. You turn too early. The instructor, a tester, has to grab the wheel to keep you from turning so you don't get hit. Automatic failure. Another example. You're making a right turn. Your car is getting ready to strike the curb. The tester has to grab the wheel or manipulate the wheel so you don't hit the curb. Automatic failure. Those are two examples of the teacher intervening for a dangerous maneuver. Next, the tester disobeys regulatory signs. You blow a stop sign. You blow a yield sign. You make a right turn on red when you cannot. You have to read the signs. If you don't read the signs, you won't know what's going on. And if you don't know what's going on, you're going to make a lot of errors. You're going to be under a lot of stress, under a lot of duress. You need to be following these tips. You need to understand what's going on. Excuse me. Speeding 10 or more over the speed limit. If you speed 10 or more, you might get one warning. Then they will terminate the test. Your tester will say, the test is terminated. I need you to go back to the main office. It's really important that you understand what's going on and how do you do a good job. Let's continue. Next, you make a dangerous maneuver. You cut off a truck merging an expressway. You're making a lane change. You cut off someone making a left lane change or a right lane change. You fail to yield at a roundabout and cut off a car. That is considered a dangerous maneuver. So what I need you to do is take your time and understand what you need to do. You strike an object, hit a curb, hit a pole, hit a tree, hit another vehicle when you're driving, doing parking maneuvers, doing regular maneuverability. You as a driver need to be aware that you want to have a very clean drive. You want to impress your road tester. They're there for about 45 minutes. I have a clipboard with the information. They're here to drive you. They're not here to be your friend. They're not here to talk about your dog. They're not here to talk about your boyfriend, girlfriend, your significant other. They're here to test you. We're all human. We all make mistakes. We all get nervous. Next, stopping and starting skills. I'm going straight through, not wasting any time. Pre-driving checks. When you come in, do you put on your seatbelt? Do you adjust your mirrors? You have your mirrors properly adjusted. You see me looking, I'm adjusting my driver's side mirror. So when I'm driving, I can see. I'm adjusting my passenger side mirror. You actually see me looking. I'm in the driver's side car right now. Are your mirrors? And I'm adjusting my center mirror. So when I'm driving, I can look up, see the center. I can look left. In fact, I'm going to put my left mirror, my driver's side mirror out a little bit more, and I'm really adjusting it. So you see me looking, and then my right mirror. So now when I'm driving, my center mirror is framed in the rear window, which is behind me. My driver's side mirror is adjusted. So when I'm driving, I can simply look, minimal head movement. My right side mirror is properly adjusted. You need to have your mirrors properly adjusted. It's extremely important. Next, let's stay right on target. Are you stopping smoothly? Are you slamming brakes? I suggest a thin sole shoe. I'm not sponsored by Converse. Converse, if you hear me, Crocs are good shoes. Recently, Hey Dude, good shoes. I need to get a pair. I need to do a product overview. They're thin-soled, very comfortable shoes. Don't wear thick, hard, old gym shoes. You won't be able to feel the gas pedal. You won't be able to feel the brake pedal. I need you to have good speed control. Are you pushing in the clutch too hard and letting it out? When you push in the clutch, Do you not have good clutch control and the car bucks and surges? You will lose points that way. You do not show vehicle control. If you have questions, you put those in. You must demonstrate vehicle control. Your hands need to be at 9 and 3. Recently, AAA, which is a national organization with scholarly peer review, they suggested that 7 and 5 is the best hand position for holding the steering wheel. Multiple people will say multiple things. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I'm going to do my research before I recommend a hand position. 7 and 5 is a good position. 9 and 3 is a good position. 10 and 2 is a good position. It depends on how long your arms are. I'm 6'4", I weigh 265. 10 and 2 might not be good for me. 9 and 3 might not be good for me. You're going to learn from me watching my videos. You're going to learn from your mom. You're going to learn from your dad. You're going to learn from playing video games. You need to find the correct hand position for you. And we're talking about hand positions right now. This is hand to hand. They do this in the UK. I'm not mad at you, my brothers and sisters. They do this in Australia because many of their vehicles are automatics. Many of their vehicles are manuals. Here in the United States, about 85% of our vehicles are automatics. We do drive some manuals. In the UK, it's totally different. Please don't be fooled. We do emergency stops too. We do steering control too. Every country is a little bit different. So if you're traveling to another country and you're going to stay there over a year, you might want to consider perhaps getting a motor vehicle license. It varies from country to country. You'll see my content talking about the road test, talking about downtown city driving, downtown Detroit, downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Dallas, Texas, downtown Los Angeles, California. Every country, every state has different rules and different driving administrative regulations. So please don't be fooled and say, well, hand over hand is this, hand to hand is that. It's about vehicle control. And if you're not sure, you ask your teacher or you ask me. Thank you for allowing me to clear up that confusion. Let's keep it moving. Smooth acceleration. You need to accelerate smoothly out of your turn. A lot of beginners, what did they do? They hit the brake instead of the gas. The car bucks and surges. This is equivalent to you not having good clutch control. Surprise? Don't be surprised. I'm going to explain everything to you so you understand what's going on. It should not be a mystery. There are thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people who are tuning into this, learning and subscribing and viewing my content. I'm going to show you all perspectives. I'm in America. I'm in the Midwest. I learn from all areas of the country and all areas of the world. Let's continue. Controlled emergency braking. We have deer in our part of the country. Other places around the world, they work on emergency stops. Stop! Don't be surprised if a car cuts out, if a kid cuts out. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up. I'm going over the actual road test. I'm telling you what to do. We're not making up random stuff. I have scholarly peer review information to help you. Next, backing up straight and turning skills. I have a lot of questions about maneuverability. How do I turn? What do I do? Well, you need to have both hands on the wheel. I don't care where you have your hands, as long as both hands are on there. At the end of the day, you need both hands on the wheel. We do not want to drive with one hand. Next, when you're backing up, I need to see you put your left hand at the top of the steering wheel and put your right hand over the seat. This is going to turn your torso so you can look out of the back window. But I have a backup camera. I understand. I have a video that's posted about the road test. You'll see some more later while I have some GoPro video. You'll be able to see all the angles. I went through the actual road test. I had the cone set up and I took you through step by step by step. I'm going to teach you what to do. I'm going to bring you value and you're really going to learn because I am connected to you and you are connected to me. If this is bringing you value, give it a thumbs up. You need to be able to search mirrors over your shoulder and select targets. What does this mean? You're driving straight down the road. All beginning drivers drift to the right. All beginning drivers drift to the left. You don't have good lane vehicle control. Don't be surprised. Through me teaching you, aim high, look down the road, just like I'm looking. Walking in the hallway at school, walking in the hallway in your home. If you don't look straight ahead, you're going to walk into the wall. If you don't look straight ahead and look to the left, you're going to fall down in your hallway. The same thing when you drive. Remember, I am here in the United States. We have our steering wheel on the left. When you see other content creators, other drivers and instructors, don't be surprised. They're driving on the right. We have our steering wheel on the left. We drive on the right. Other content creators, and there's so many good content creators, they're in India. They're in Australia. They're in the UK. They have their steering wheel on the right. They drive on the left. They have a manual. We have junctions. We have roundabouts. We have three-point turns. Don't think they're the only place in the world that has this. Many of you are not informed. You need to look at all of this content. But if you're from the United States, you need to be looking at my content because I'm in America. It's relative to America. If I was in Australia, I would be driving on the left. I would have the steering wheel on the right. If I was in the UK, I'd be driving on the left. I would have the steering wheel on the right. I would have a manual. And oh yeah, I do know how to drive a manual, and I'm pretty good at it. We just don't have those type of vehicles. And if you want me to demonstrate it in the manual, you have to let me know through the comments. So you get a wide variety of content in car, in the classroom, 2-person, 3-person, GoPro view, different camera angles. I want to do what you need. If you need me to have more cameras in the car, you need me to be able to pivot the foot between the gas and brake, fine. If you need me to have an outside view and a rear view, fine. If you need 3 views, 4 views, you need to let me know because I want to do what you need because it's about you learning how to drive. It's not about me just making random content. We want to be on target and on brand, teaching beginners how to reduce anxiety, teaching beginners how to have your first drive, teaching beginners how to merge on a freeway, teaching beginners how to parallel park. There's so many elements. And I'm very passionate about driving because you see me pretty much every day because I'm putting content out daily through lives, through shorts, through different types of media because I really want to have a global reach and I really do care. Let's continue. Vehicle control when backing up. Are you looking out of your back window? On the road test that I did yesterday, you saw me looking out of my back window. I did have a 2024 vehicle with a backup camera. I used both. I used a backup camera and I looked out of my back window. I actually showed you, and I don't have the video edited yet and ready. I have a GoPro video. I showed you the actual results. Is the car in between when you parallel park? It was mostly in there still. Was it pass? Was the car past the line? I received several minuses. You won't get a perfect score, but you want to try to pass with the least amount of minuses or faults as possible. I don't do mock driving tests. I do in-car demonstrations. I do in-class demonstrations. Everyone is a little bit different. You will look at the content creator based on their sense of humor, their beauty, scenery, energy. And as you can tell, I'm getting more energy in my videos, more sounds, more music, and you will love it. Based on analytics, you guys like it, and you tell me what you like and don't like. Let's continue. Visual skills. We're getting to, hey, how you doing, Jay? Visual skills. Do you identify targets? Are you in the neighborhood? Do you see kids to the left? Do you see kids to the right? Do you see a traffic backup ahead of you? Or are you not aware? Next, do you search 15 to 20 seconds ahead? Are you identifying the path of travel? There are little kids playing in the street. There is a cruise in Houston, Texas. There's a cruise in California. It's really important that you understand about preparation and you prepare for your test. You have to prepare. You have to work. You need to get in your mom and dad's vehicle with their authorization and approval, and practice. You need to be going to a school parking lot. You need to be making 12 right turns, 12 left turns in your neighborhood. You need to be going to downtown Detroit, downtown Atlanta, Georgia, downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Los Angeles, California, wherever you live. If you can get on that expressway and drive, you need to get to your area and learn how to drive. It's important that you understand the goal. And by us having our in-class lesson in the driver's ed car, and I'm going strictly over the road test today, you're going to learn, okay, what's on the road test? I'm going through that. Yes, I can answer some of your questions, but we're not moving. This is not a second and third person view. This is a head view of me going over the test. So understanding will increase with more exposure. Next, do you turn your hand and identify targets prior to turning? Let's pretend I'm making a left turn. I'm looking to the left. Let's pretend I'm making a right turn. I'm looking to the right. If you're not turning your head, you're going to hit something. You won't be able to see it. Beginning drivers protect their bubble. They only see left and right. Beginning drivers don't judge distance and speed because they don't have experience. So what's going to happen? You're going to pull out in front of a truck, scare your mom and dad. You're going to pull out in front of a fast-moving car. Your road tester will fail you. Why? You did a dangerous maneuver. Please don't act misinformed. I'm showing you real, live information because I am a state certified driving instructor. I am in the Midwest. I'm not some random person just doing videos. I've been doing this job over 24 years. And those of you who take the time to subscribe, and that's a very personal decision because you're going to be getting notifications all the time. He's live. Let me take a look at it for about 20 minutes. He's doing a tutorial. Let me learn how to parallel park. He's live doing a merge on expressway. I'm trying to give you the best value, the best video that I can. And as I get better as a content creator and instructor, you're really going to see what you need to know. And then I'll create a series. More on that later. Let's continue. Are you able to adjust your stopping and acceleration to the following distance of traffic? It's 1 car length for every 10 miles an hour. What does this mean? You need to be reducing your speed. You need to be adjusting your speed based on the flow of the traffic and the density. You need to be able to understand this, and you understand this through experience. There's an opportunity in driver's ed. I see this opportunity. I'm always thinking forward 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You're going to see more self-driving content. You're going to see more integration of smart car technology because many of you are in that 16 to 26, 26 to 36, and you have cars that have newer technologies. The car that I have is a 2014. There's nothing wrong with that, but we need to have more information that's real and relevant to you. Let's continue. Do you check your mirrors properly? If you've been here from the beginning, I had my center mirror adjusted. What is going on? I'm a state certified driving instructor. I teach teens and adults. Let's go ahead and talk about how you passed your road test in 2024. When you first get into the vehicle, you put on your seatbelt. Period. Done. You adjust your seat. Then after you adjust your seat, I should see you framing the rear window. Here are my 2 hands. I'm looking straight ahead. I'm framing the rear window so when I drive, I can look up. I'm setting and adjusting my left mirror. There's more than one way to adjust a mirror. There's no secret. You need to be able to see a little bit of the car and what's behind you. If you have to check your blind spot to your left, I should see you looking to the left. The blind spot is between the back door and the front door. That area that the mirror does not show. If you're making a lane change to the left, you look to the left. You're making a lane change to the right, I have to see you looking over your shoulder. If not, that is a deduction. But I have blind spot mirrors. My mom and dad said, your mom and dad are misinformed. Facts. You need to be listening to me because I do driving tutorials every single day. And I share this. This is like a vlog style, day in the life. I'm trying to help you prepare for your road test, help you pass your knowledge test. You need to tell me what you want because I'm a teacher first and I'm very passionate. I believe in education. Through education and hard work, we can be anyone who just was given their license. And over time, good driving will give you good insurance rates. Next, this is steering. Let's talk about this. Use balanced steering, 8 and 4, 9 and 3 hand position. This is from the state examination. People were saying 9 and 3, cross, wrong. People say 8 and 4, cross, wrong. I'm looking at the state examination. People are giving you misinformation. You want to have your hands at 9 and 3. You want to have your hands at 8 and 4. I'm looking at the examination right now. This is based upon the national standards. There are different variations among states. There are different scholarly peer review articles that say 7 and 5 is the best hand position. I just went over that. You need to understand that AAA, which is a national organization, peer review, scholarly resource, they stated that 7 and 5 is the best hand position. You have an airbag in the middle. We're not trying to blow up our thumbs. At the end of the day, you need to be 10 to 12 inches away from your steering wheel. There's an airbag. And if you have a crash, the seatbelt and airbags will most likely save you. It's really important that you wear your seatbelt. That is 50% of what is wrong with young drivers. Let's continue and stay on target. Use his proper hand position when backing. You put your left hand to the top of the wheel. You put your right hand on the passenger seat. This will turn your torso. You are looking at, but I have a backup camera. You're going to run over kids in your neighborhood. You're going to back into a car because beginning drivers don't judge space and distance very carefully. Beginning drivers have to be told what to do. You should be listening to me. You should be giving this a thumbs up. You should be following. You should be subscribing. You should be asking more questions. So when you get out there, you have less mystery and less concern. Let's continue. Use his push-pull. I'm looking right at the state test. You can use hand over hand. You can use push-pull. But you need to show the examiner, do you have control of the car? Do you understand how to make a left turn? Turning hand over hand in the nearest lane by the double yellow. If you don't understand it, you're going to go in the wrong lane. A car's going to make a right turn, crash. You're crying. You're upset. Your mom and dad's upset. I told you, you turned in the wrong lane. Oh, I guess you're right. You need to be listening to me. I'm trying to fast track you so you can get your license quicker, faster, sooner. If you don't listen, you're going to be in a category of students who are 25, 27, 30, 35. Well, driving's not important. I can Uber, I can Lyft. That's $25 or $30 a day. Take the time to invest in yourself. If you're over 18, go to the DMV, find out what is needed so you can obtain your license. I teach adults. I teach teens. I teach adults over 25. I have a wide variety of content in car, classroom, driving in the neighborhood, driving at night, driving in the wintertime. There's so much content. You will find what works for you, and you'll consume it over and over and over. Uses hand over hand steering when appropriate. You're parallel parking. You better be using hand over hand to get the car in a small, tight spot. You're making a left turn. You better be turning hand over hand. The National Highway Safety Transportation, that's the national organization in the United States, says hand over hand in most situations is still the most important way to show control. Anyone can find an article and says this, says that. I'm taking the time to do the research. And in some of my videos in the resources, I'll put those links in. You can say, oh, wow, oh, okay. He's got a peer review article. He's got a scholarly resource. So now you can say, based upon this guy or lady who has his PhD or who she has her PhD, they have done research. And then their peers have reviewed what they said. If I use a weak source, that lessens my credibility. For you to believe me, I'm a driver's ed instructor. Don't you think I want to use best practice? Do you think I want to be dangerous? No. But many of you are getting misinformation from a bunch of random people who haven't really been driving. And it takes 10 years to, what are you saying? I'm 14, 24. What are you saying? I'm 16, 20. What are you saying? I'm 17, 27. It takes time to learn your skills. And for many of you who are young, it takes up to you're about 21 to 24 for your brain to fully develop, because young people are very impulsive. No, I want to have my hair braided. No, I want to have my hair blue. No, I'm just going to wear a t-shirt. You should have wear a button-down shirt. You're dressed inappropriately. No, I want to. A lot of beginning drivers, young drivers, are very impulsive. You get rejected by your boyfriend. What does this have to do with driving? You're driving angry. Someone cut you off. You get embarrassed at your school. They post something that is not representative of you. You drive angry. You blow a light. You just hit a car. We have to calm down. You have to stay focused. You need to be listening to me. You must be subscribing to my channel. You must be looking at all of my content. I'm going to continue talking about the road test. We talked about the behavioral science, and this will apply in driving because we all go through emotions. I do, you do, we do. Next, let's talk about turnabouts. Minimum of 2 left and 2 right. That's the minimum. So when you're taking your test, you can say, you know what? This is an easy road test. I only did 1 turn. I only did 1 turn. You can learn from this. Or I did 3 turns. Man, this tester's good. Or I did 4 turns. Everyone is a little bit different. I'm going over the road test right now. You should be leaving comments. You should be telling your friends, hey, he's talking about the road test. I'm not talking about my cat. I'm not talking about my dog. I'm talking about the road test. Next, do you select the best lane? Turn into the near. But what if the first lane is blocked? You look, you check, turn on your blinker, you go to the second. Turn into the nearest lane. But what if I'm making a left turn and I'm going too fast? You're going to crash. You're going to go into the wrong lane. Automatic failure. You're crying. You're upset. You're mad. I need you to get important. Good instructors are calm. They explain what's going on. They don't compare you to another driver. They tell you early and ahead of time. Good instructors want you to be your best authentic self. So when you hear me going live, you hear me discussing this, I'm telling you from real life experience, scholarly resources. I'm not putting together a list of things that I found on ChatGTP. Bruh, no. I'm giving you real life state standards, national standards, world standards, because in Europe, they have their standards. In America, we have our standards. In the Middle East, they have their standards. Thank you, brothers and sisters from the UAE. Thank you, brothers and sisters from the Netherlands. Thank you, brothers and sisters from India. You have to take your time to invest in yourself. And as you see me getting better with more content, more relevant information that interests you, you're like, you know what? I like him. He's funny. He speaks the truth. And you're going to learn how to drive and become a good defensive driver. Next, do you verbalize adequate gaps? Or are you just pulling on in front of a car? If you pull out in front of a truck or car, you're going to fail. We've seen my co-content creators in the UK. They're sitting there at a junction. The person is nervous. They're scared to put it in drive. They're waiting. In America, we're in drive. We're waiting. My client hesitates and hesitates and hesitates. There are similarities. A lot of the beginning drivers are very jerky on the wheel, whether you're driving a manual automatic or you're driving a semi-truck. You want to calm down. You don't want to squeeze the wheel too hard. You want to relax your grip. You want to have a grip that's comfortable for you. Next, are you completing the turn in the proper lane? Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm going over the state test. I'm not making up some random stuff that leads you nowhere. Are you starting in the correct lane? Are you finishing in the correct lane? Turns are important, and these are some of the most difficult things. You need to be looking at my community page. I have a lot of information there. It's free for you to look at. It should connect you to what's real and relevant. I'm going over the road test right now. Let's continue. If you have questions, you put those in. I had a question about your instructor being mad at you and screaming. Your instructor should never scream at you. I'm going to give you some information. Listen, new driver advice. A lot of beginning drivers do a lot of light traffic light driving. What does this mean? You're just driving in your neighborhood. You're not going out on main roads from your neighborhood to your school, from your school, home, from your home to the mall. You're not doing real driving on the major thoroughfares, junctions. Don't be fooled. You need to get out onto the road when you're ready. When your mom and dad feel you're ready, they'll take you out. If your significant other feels you're ready, he or she will take you out. If you don't have anyone to support you, I'll support you. Next, you need to watch others while you continue to learn how to drive. If you don't know how to parallel park, you need to be looking at my videos. If you don't know how to merge in the freeway, you need to be looking at my videos. If you don't know how to become a defensive driver, you need to be looking at my videos. Next, continue to study yield and right-of-way. Beginning drivers are confused with yield signs and stop signs. You're probably saying, that's easy. No, it's not. Because if your mom runs yield signs, if your dad runs yield signs, if your driver to instructor is lazy, you're going to blow yield signs and stop signs. I guarantee on your test, fail. You're going to be crying. You're going to be upset. You're going to stress out your mom and dad, and they're going to say, you know what? We took off work. I got the car cleaned up. I fixed the windshield, and you failed the test over a stop sign or a yield sign. You deserve not to drive. And then you're mad at your mom, and you're mad at your dad, and you're upset. There's a small amount of time, and we're talking about real life. Most people work. I work every day. I'm in education. I do driver's instruction, and I'm going to go on to the next level of education. I'm going to take you through this journey. I'll go live in the morning. I'll go live in the afternoon. I'll go live in the evening. And when you see that announcement, you better be jumping on and saying, you know what? It's important. Your instructor should be supporting you, letting you learn, and allow you to make small mistakes. He or she should be explaining instead of hitting the brake, screaming at you, or just sitting there making a face. That's not teaching you. Beginning drivers need instruction. They need a lot of verbal instruction. So you've seen a lot of videos where the instructor just sits there. Do you want to crash? No, we don't want to crash. You need your instructor to talk. Hey, you're going too fast. Slow down. I need you to get over to the right. Okay. I need you to look over your shoulder. Look over. Okay. Because from some of the comments I've seen, you need to tell people what to do. Of course. Once they understand what to do, they'll know what to do. Don't be surprised. So a lot of you are like, this is so amazing. It's not amazing. These are beginning drivers. They're in their level 1, level 2. They have their learners. This is not for loser. They have their learners. They have to be told what to do. So don't be surprised if someone doesn't have clutch control. They don't know what to do. Minors. Minuses, they're all the same. Your instructor should be communicating to you, telling you what to do, showing you what to do. Drive the safe speed for the conditions. Slow down. Have a lot of following distance. Beginning drivers stop late. They almost hit a car. They stop early. They stop 3 or 4 cars back. Look in your turn. You hear me talking about looking to the nearest lane. If you're making a left, I should see you looking to the left. If you're making a right, I should see you what? Looking to the right. You need to be told this. Your parents are not driver's ed instructors. They don't have a brake inside the car. They don't have a dual mirror. They don't have 4 cameras where you can download the video and say, you know what, mom and dad, I cut off a truck and I didn't have good clutch control and I slammed brakes. Your mom and dad will let you know, boy, we almost got hit. Girl, you are reckless. Take me back. I'm scared. If you scare your mom and dad, they're not going to want to drive you. You need to be looking at my videos. You need to be subscribing. You need to be following. You need to be asking questions. When you ask questions, I can find out what's on your mind and better help you. Beginning drivers have a lot of room before you pull out in traffic. We know beginning drivers don't judge distance very well. Next, don't assume they know what they're doing. When a lot of you watch these in-car videos, learner going on his first drive, they're a beginner and the instructor's just sitting there. That's not good teaching. That's not good coaching. You need to prepare them. Everyone is a little bit different. Some people need a little instruction. Some people need a lot. Some people need none. It's based on what they do. I'm an educator. I'm going to teach you. I have a sense of humor. You would enjoy being in my class. I will make you laugh. We use technology because humor is a part of life. Is this serious? This is very serious. And we're not here playing games. Next, let's review. New drivers don't judge distance and speed very well. They're going to go too slow merging on. Example, I had a client this morning, merged out at 65. Good job. Had another client that same day, merged out at 30. Bad job. Will get cut off by trucks. Going too fast is just as dangerous as going too slow. Aren't you listening? Aren't you giving this a thumbs up? Aren't you subscribing to the channel? We all have a choice to make. You're going to make a choice to listen to me. You're going to make a choice not to listen. You're going to say, you know what? I keep seeing his face. He keeps talking about this. I need to go ahead and get my license. Yes, you do. Because this brings independence, but also responsibility. Don't scare the parent. If you scare your parent, they're not going to take you out. I'm a state certified driving instructor. I have another mirror and a brake in the car. And special insurance in case someone crashes or goes out of pocket. Your mom and dad don't have that. If you pull out in front of a car, oh my God, you're hit. If you cut the turn too short, you're going to go over the curb and bend your dad's rim on his truck. Now he's upset. He's got to go to work tomorrow morning. Concentrate. No phone, no text. Look into the turns. If you're making a left, look to the left. If you're making a right, look to the right. Very important. Drive at a safe speed for the conditions. Slow down if necessary. Have a good following distance. Have a lot of room when pulling out onto traffic. This is why when you see us driving, so many people, what do? They honk the horn. Because we take time. I'm not going to rush you. When it's clear, I'll guide you. You need someone to support you. When you see other instructors on social media just sitting there, they want you to fail. They're setting up for failure. I'm not going to set you up for failure because I'm in the car with you. We have not had accidents because I don't take chances. I don't take risk. You've seen those other instructors. They're grabbing the wheel. No. Because it's not real. I show you real life situations. You've seen cars veer in our lane, cars tailgate us, cars cut us off. I'm not sitting here silent. Because if you don't talk, they crash. If you talk too much, they crash. It takes a lot to be an instructor. And a lot of you don't want to be instructors. If I do a good job, you'll remember me. If I do a horrible job, you'll remember me. Good instructors are passionate. They're patient. They tell you ahead of time what you're doing. They allow you to fix your mistakes. And you get positive feedback. And with the skill set that I'm learning, you'll have sound, you'll have music, and then I will do a voiceover to really give you deeper insight. Because the statistics and data and analytics tell me you guys like music, you like sound. So when you see my trending shorts, you need to be watching them. And if you give me feedback, hey, could you make a 5-minute video? Could you make a 10-minute video? Could you make a 20-minute video of going on the expressway, getting to downtown driving? Yes, I will do that. You tell me what you need and I will make it. Let's finish. Parking. Do you know how to perpendicular park? If you don't, you've got to practice. Angled left and right. Do you know how to parallel park? I have a lot of tutorials on that. I have shorts, I have reels. You need to tell me what you need to see. I can show you in car, out of car. I have a GoPro. I'll get a 360 cam. You tell me what you want and I will make it. Next, do you stop at the curb or do you hit it? If you hit it, automatic failure. 3-point deduction, 1 minor. Next, do you signal properly? It's 100 feet, a half a block. Well, how do I know what 100 feet is? About 2 cars? About 3 cars? You'll learn. You'll have to experience. Many beginner drivers turn in their blinker too late or too early. Now you're confusing other people. Next, do you know how to safely exit? Are you using the Dutch reach? Had to tell you a story. Had one of my clients, his mother's a professional bike rider, carbon fiber bike, lightweight rims. A person opened the door on her. She flipped over, knocked out 3 of her teeth, had a concussion, broke her collarbone. Please, people, do the Dutch reach over the shoulder so you can see what's going on. Bike riders, right with the flow of the traffic. Walkers, walk into traffic. There's a sidewalk, you need to be walking on the sidewalk. Bicycle riders, wear helmets. Next, do you automatically put the seatbelt on? These are safe driving behaviors. Do you maintain a proper speed? Are you maintaining a safe following things? A minimum of 3 seconds. I saw one person stay 2 seconds minimum. Misinformed. It's 3 seconds. 1001, 1002, 1003. Misinformation is all over the internet. And if I say something wrong, you need to tell me why. You need to find your scholarly source, peer review, because that's going to make me a more credible driving instructor. I'm not saying random stuff. I have resources. And when you have good sources, that brings more credibility. And if I don't have good credibility, you won't listen to me. Next, do you identify and understand appropriate traffic signs and signals? The light just turned yellow. We're less than 10 feet away. You want to proceed with caution. If we slam brakes and get rear-ended, that's our fault. If you can stop in 3 seconds, you should. If you run a yellow light, automatic failure. We have a lot of roundabouts here in America, so don't think the UK is the only one with the mysterious world of roundabouts or junctions or three-point turns. If you want me to do more maneuverability, let me know, okay? It's not USA versus UK. We all educate clients together. It's not USA versus UK versus India. It's not UK versus India versus Australia. We all educate you, and you want to live your best authentic life. Real talk. Do you demonstrate proper use of mirrors before stopping? When you stop, are you checking your mirror or are you just stopping and a car's behind us? You're making a lane change, mirrors, turn signal, blind spot, or are you just hoping you will get marked down? You could possibly fail. Next, do you effectively manage the risk when driving? What does this mean? You're in a neighborhood. You're going too fast. There are cars out. There are little kids. You're driving 25. You should be driving 10. You should be driving 15. You're on a major thoroughfare. The speed limit is 50. You should be driving 40. You need to demonstrate that you understand the driving environment. Next, do you demonstrate the ability to select a gap and avoid hesitation? If you can't make a left turn without your instructor telling you, you're not ready to drive. If you can't make a right turn and you're scared to come up and look, you're not ready to drive. If you can't parallel park without their instructor telling you what to do, you're not ready to parallel park. Because when it's time for you to take your test, I might be sitting in the back, I might be sitting outside, you might look at my video before you take your test, which I hope you do. You have to demonstrate to a total stranger. They're gonna have a clipboard like I have, they're gonna have the test like I have, and they're gonna expect you to execute the maneuver. If you can't, you fail. And then you're crying, your mom and dad is crying, and it's sad. And then you send me an email or you reach out to me, I should have subscribed to your channel. I should have looked at your video. I should have requested something else. You have to seek knowledge. Seek and you shall find. Next, do you yield to pedestrians? If you're almost going to hit a pedestrian, I'm going to fail you. Yield to pedestrians. They will walk right in front of you. They always have the right of way. Next, scoring 10 or more driving errors or unsafe will result in automatic failure. 10 or more. I'm looking right at the driving test, okay? Because I'm a state certified driving instructor. You're going to get a pass or fail. You're going to have to print your name, the name of the instructor. You will have to sign this document. Instructor signs it. The number of errors, automatic failures, the start, date, and time. I went through everything you need to know. This evening, I will edit the road test video that I did with the GoPro camera on in car, and I got out. You can see it. You can look at it. I'll have some nice little introduction, some nice little hooks, some nice little music. You will like it. And if there's certain music you like or certain sounds you like, let me know. I really enjoyed talking to you today. I'm a state certified driving instructor. You need to subscribe to the channel. You need to leave comments and look at the videos. Bye.